Welcome to the Drip Marketing Podcast. Today we're going to speak to Brandon Doe, what we call our very talented media director, Brandon, or Brando. I
Yeah,
like to
that's my
call him
name.
Brando. Yeah. Introduce yourself, what you do for us, and your day to day.
Sure, yeah. So my name is Brandon. I'm the media director, and I pretty much manage all the media in the company. So from planning, storyboarding, shooting, editing, I pretty much have my hand in everything media related from conception to publishing.
Yeah. So when we started with Brandon, we had a real need for media, and we did have an individual working with us. Mind you, we as a company didn't understand media generation, media marketing, media directing, and we decided to dabble in hiring, the first few people that did try to apply for a position at our company. We hired one individual, Pablo. He did very
Mhm.
well. He introduced us with how media works and the equipment. And we got very, very lucky when we looked again and found Brandon. Brandon, I think the first time I met Brandon, the first time I actually started working with Brandon was when we went on a trip,
Mhm.
and he went into it right away. His first day was actually, I think you guys with Pablo, you drove to Penticton and you were working on some client work, correct?
We did, yeah. It was about a 1 week trip, full on shooting the entire week.
Yeah, yeah. 1 week
Yeah.
of shooting
Tons of fun though.
constantly,
Tons of fun.
all day, very sunny. I think these guys were doing it 9 hours a day while I was enjoying the sun. But well, Brandon, let's get right into it. How did
Yeah, sure.
you how did you think about starting? So now we do have a very popular YouTube channel currently, and
Tekamo
it's
HD,
getting more
yeah.
popular every day. How did you think about starting our new YouTube channel when we proposed it? Because I know I wanted to start this for a very long time, but you're the
Yeah.
talented guy. What did you do to get started?
Oh, okay. Well, first off, when I found out, I was like super excited. So, for me personally, a lot of stuff that I know, like that I know right now, I learned from YouTube. So when the project was proposed and we are going to show people how to service, and maintain their own machines, I was like, okay, cool. That's pretty awesome. Like most companies wouldn't, do that. And I thought it was cool that we did. And I was excited that this was pretty much the first channel that I was involved in where I got to work on it from like pretty much scratch. So we created the Google account together pretty much.
Yeah, everything we've done, to everybody that's listening, it is from scratch. There was no
Hmm.
template. We were learning with our
Nope.
industry. There was nothing we can learn from. It was just us determining what the market needs. And I think
Yeah.
Brandon was testing different ideas. Now, Brandon, where did you get inspiration? Because, it's a tough industry, to be honest. I
It
mean,
is.
construction,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It is. And not a lot of people really go into it on YouTube. So when we started, I think a lot of it was just looking at like what videos were currently out there. Like if we were to produce a video on how to change tracks, we'd look up what videos are currently out there and ask, how can we improve this? Like how can we add more value to what is currently out there? So it was a lot of just seeing what's out there, a ton of YouTube videos playing in the background. I think every time you would walk by my computer, I would have something playing on the side. A lot of Andrew Camaradas, like people like that. But right now, in terms of kind of following what other people are doing with their channels and how they're succeeding, right now, I follow a lot of podcasts for that. And one that I found to be really awesome is called The Colin and Samir Show. But that's mostly just to keep up with the creator economy. But in terms of content for Tekamo HD, a lot of it was seeing what's out there, talking to people in the industry, in the field when we're recording with them, and kind of asking them what they find interesting, what they find cool about their job. Because one of the main reasons of the channel is also to help inspire the next generation to even consider this as a career. So it was just a lot of talking back and forth, seeing what's out there online, and a lot of the ideas actually and inspiration actually came from you and Kevin
Hmm.
and what you guys have learned, right? It's
Yeah.
pretty much where we got a lot of our inspiration from.
I'm more on the technical side. I'm like a keyword guy, search engine optimization, more
Mhm.
digital. And Kevin's more hands on. He deals with the machines, deals with the different companies and the people. And you have access to both of us all the time. So I guess over the last 2 years, I think you've learned ways to deal with me and what you need from me, and how to deal with Kevin and what you need from him, right?
Yeah.
So what's your process now? How do you research content topics at the moment?
Oh, okay. So how we're doing it right now in the moment is it's a lot of, like I said before, being in the field, talking with people, asking people in the industry what they would think would be cool to show, useful stuff that they know that other people showed them maybe, and asking them, oh, what's something you want to film that shows how cool of a job you work? And they go, oh, one example could be oh, splitting these tracks and showing people how a planetary gear set works would be cool. Or this old guy showed me how to join these tracks. That would be kind of cool to show the younger folks. And so we take these ideas, and then that's usually when I meet up with you, Puya, to go over some keyword research, figure out what people are looking up in that topic. Are they looking it up at all? One cool thing you showed me is seeing what questions they're asking about that topic, any pain points. And I'd say so far it's working really well. It gets us a lot of ideas and we prioritize from there. But the video also benefits because if we get the idea from the person we're filming and they think it's cool, they're going to be really passionate about it. And that just translates into what we found to translate into really great and engaging video. So we like to take a lot of feedback from the people we work with. And there's a lot of other methods that's common, like looking at what's popular on YouTube, similar channels. What are they doing? How much traction are they getting from that? Can we do it? And if we can, will we? And usually it's only if we can add value on top of it. And the channel we're working on right now is popular enough that we have a pretty awesome community, I'd say, that interacts with us a lot in the comments. So a lot of the ideas actually come from them now.
I noticed that too because, keyword research can get you so far. And I'll be honest
Mhm.
with you, even Brandon, I'm going to explain how it works with us. A lot of SEOs and
Mhm.
digital marketers and people who sit in front of a computer and research ideas, what they do is go on, their favorite tools and, look at
Okay.
questions people are asking and they take these questions and they pop them into Google, ads and pop them into Ahrefs or SEMrush and they
Gotcha.
determine what the keyword volume is. And you've looked at that with me, right?
I have, yeah.
And sometimes it's 0 to 10. And here's the
Mhm.
thing
Yeah.
we've taken those low keyword volume topics or, questions and we've turned them into
Mhm.
videos. And guess what? Some of
Mhm.
those videos have 50,000 views. I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy.
And this is why I kind of don't harp on keyword volume as much anymore. And when you give me a topic or when you work on a topic, I know it's going to do well because you're looking at pain points, right?
Mhm.
It's not just search volume. You're looking at pain points. You're answering questions people have in the industry. And for whatever reason, Google's hiding that information. I actually think they're hiding
Wow.
actual keyword volume. And Brandon, you might not know this, but there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of keywords with volumes 0 to 10. And guess what? Digital marketers and media people ignore those keywords.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And for that reason, I've noticed some of the bigger folk in the industry are
Mhm.
figuring it out now that, hey, maybe we shouldn't rely on these keyword tools any longer as much. Maybe we can do preliminary research, find out,
Yeah.
DeWalt versus Milwaukee, and you kind of dig deeper and you find some of those low volume, low competition keywords. And you
Mhm.
build the content strategy, written and video. And then
Mhm.
finally, you publish this and you're like, wait a second, how did I get 50,000 views in 3 months when this thing has 0 to 10 searches a month
Right.
in US and, in Canada or in
Yeah.
Europe, right? Which is
Yeah,
ridiculous,
yeah.
absolutely ridiculous. But it's very common, Brandon.
And I think that's something that I've encountered before where I think we were looking up keywords and tools and then I saw that it was low and I got a little bit disappointed. And then you were like, oh, wait, hold up, Brandon, hold up. Don't be so disappointed right now. And I think it took me some time to kind of realize that. I remember the first time I saw 0 to 10, I was kind of discouraged, but you told me to take a step back and think about it. It's not that big of a deal, kind of thing.
That's right. And I'm noticing that not only with media content, but only,
Hmm.
text only content. I take those ideas and keywords. I actually
Hmm.
build content strategies around those keywords first. I don't actually
Okay.
go after the high volume keywords any longer. I mean, very rarely. I bet if we do that, we'll do well. It's just that there are so much more opportunity with the low volume low competition keywords for our industry and every other industry, to be honest. I mean, from
Okay.
health to construction to sports to gambling to whatever. So tell me about video styles. How did you test different ideas?
Oh, okay. So I'll just go over, kind of help explain Tekamo HD for some context. So
Mhm.
right now, I define Tekamo HD videos as, I guess, like live action edutainment, or I guess educational entertainment. So before, it was mostly educational and very how to. That's how we started. Short, to the point, and that makes sense. If someone is looking to find out how to replace their tracks on an excavator, all they want to know is the steps. And that's how the channel was in the beginning. But then we started to show the more human side of the job. We wanted to cut less out and see if our audience would even watch it, test and find out what they like. And so that's what the series Service Call did. And that's a relatively new series for us. It was the how to's, but included the jokes, the banter between the mechanic and the apprentice, the jokes between the mechanics and the camera crew, the relationships between the mechanic, apprentice, the camera crew with the audience, and the people in the comments. Like, we integrated all that. So the format allows us to teach people how to get a job done, but includes an entertainment factor to keep them engaged. And that's why we call it edutainment. So show people that the job is a lot of fun too. And right now, we've had some good feedback on it. Obviously, we're looking to constantly test new video styles and formats. We're testing different video lengths, but we're also very limited in resources. So right now, we're producing these edutainment style videos. And from those videos, we're cutting out these smaller educational bits, like tips and tricks, and publishing that as well. Or if an episode does well and we think it would make a good educational how-to video on its own, we'll go back to that edit and publish it as a how-to style video. The most recent video on Series vs. Parallel, we did integrate video styles of animation, but for any of the other future stuff, it's kind of a secret for now, so I can't really talk about it. So just keep an eye out on that on the channel. The people listening will see what I'm kind of talking about.
Yeah, they'll see it soon. Now,
Yeah, yeah.
tell me about the thumbnails. I mean, you started
Oh,
with the
yeah.
thumbnails were awesome from the beginning, I'll be honest with you. I
Thank
mean,
you.
what do I know, right? But it got better and better and better, and you learned ways to get more. I'm not saying you were trying to clickbait people with your thumbnails, but they were good. They're much better. Just the image itself is informative. I don't have to even
Mhm.
read the text.
That's something, even with thumbnails, that's such a complicated thing, because you go on YouTube and all these videos show up, right? And you're really competing for people's attention. So one thing that I'd like to start doing in terms of testing these thumbnails is, I just want to try A/B testing thumbnails to see if we can get a higher CTR rate, and test hunches we may have. A video perform better, or will it get more clicks if we include the mechanic in the thumbnail, or not? Pictures of the entire machine, or zoomed into the part that we're actually working on. And we're always going to be testing these kind of things, but right now it's not cookie cutter. We include in the thumbnail what we personally find interesting. We ask others what they find interesting, and then we just test it. And then right now, if you actually go on the channel right now, Service Call used to have a very consistent thumbnail, but now it's one thumbnail from one episode to the other is very different. And that's just us testing different styles pretty much to see what people are clicking on.
Okay. And you're continuously evolving that, obviously.
Oh
Sounds
yeah,
like.
people change over time, so we won't ever get 100%.
Yeah.
We try to get as good as we can all the time.
Brandon, what about individuals? You've worked with many people in front of the camera.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I mean, what did you notice? How do they differ personality wise? And do you think there's a personality that gets engagement? Because it looks like nobody knows who will get popular. It's just some people just have that
Mhm.
energy.
Yeah, and I think with our channel, there's people that's already in the industry. There's people that are interested in the industry, and we have a lot of students and apprentices. So I feel like they kind of latch on to different individuals. Say if you're a student, maybe you're kind of more interested in the person that is more of a professor kind of way. Or if you're already in the industry, maybe you're connecting to a mechanic that kind of has the joke. So I think everyone kind of has a personality or relationship with these people that we have in camera that they relate to the most. So I'd say in terms of how individuals perform, it's really up to the audience. And so far, we've been really grateful that pretty much all the mechanics that we work with right now, our community loves them. And so I'd say a lot of people like them. So I don't really have much information in terms of that. And
And
yeah.
some individuals, Brandon, get a lot of love more than others for whatever
Yeah.
reason. Do you know those reasons, or is it just the industry deciding?
I think it's just the industry deciding. I don't really want to talk on like people's personalities and how it connects with the audience, but
Right.
I think it's just more so that maybe there's people that maybe the individuals on camera tell more stories that are relatable to the audience kind of way.
Hmm.
And I think
Right.
for me personally, that's how I connect with the people that I watch. And that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay. Now, what are you testing next? And not just the thumbnails. Are you testing different, you know, I guess you told me about video lengths. Are you testing
Mhm.
different ideas right now?
Yeah, we are. So I'm trying to think about how much I could talk about this. But in terms of the topics, yeah, right now we're kind of exploring different parts of the trade. So right now the channel is very heavily concentrated on heavy duty mechanics. But with heavy duty mechanics, there's a lot of, if you're running your own show, there's a lot of other things that you need to incorporate into your own business, right? You have to know welders, you have to know people that can provide you parts, you have to know people that can fabricate some parts for you, like metal fabricators. And so that's something that right now that we're trying to test. We haven't published anything on that, but we have it recorded where we're going to these people, say a metal fabricator, and we're just doing shop tours with them just to show people how big of a reach heavy duty really is. And so in terms of testing, that's kind of what we're doing. We're just going to see, we're going to branch out a little bit in topic and see how that's perceived, pretty much see what people even like that.
That's right. For the audience who are interested, we are in heavy equipment and, we create these videos, we have these blog
Mhm,
posts, we have these websites, but how many heavy equipment operators and mechanics are there who are going to subscribe to our channel? We've done a fantastic
mhm,
job in the industry. And what we want to do is expand into different relevant industries. Like
mhm.
Brandon was mentioning, there are parts, there are welders,
Yep.
there's a sales team. There's so much we can do. And what do these machines do? We haven't really gone into that, and we will. That alone is going to, in my opinion, absolutely do amazing for this channel. So yes, this is something we've talked about as a team,
Yeah.
and we're going to do very, very soon. It is difficult. We don't have a massive, large team, but we're hiring, right, Brandon?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, always. And I don't think
Always.
we'll ever stop.
Beautiful. So recording and editing time. Tell me about that, because from what I
Oh
understand,
boy.
it's it's the most deadly
Oh
task in the
no,
world.
yeah, that's such a controversial topic. So coming up with an average is actually pretty tough, especially for Tekamo HD. So for Tekamo HD, maybe like a day to film and a couple of days to edit, but it really depends on the job too. The actual filming of a particular job could go from a couple hours to spanning days. We could be going back constantly. On one job, we went back, I think, 4 or 5 times before we got all the footage we needed. And that's just how it is in the industry. Sometimes you're waiting around for parts. Sometimes something happens that you didn't predict. So I think the longest day I remember filming was, I think I left my house at 4 a.m. and I don't think I came back until 10 p.m. And these jobs that require a lot of traveling, because the machines aren't just in the city, they're out there working, sometimes out in the bush. So it's hard to say on average how long a video could take to complete. Could be an hour to film, another hour to edit. We've had videos, like especially recently, like those battery episodes took only maybe like a couple hours to edit, from a couple of days to film to maybe a few days to edit. Every video is different. I'd say case by case for sure, but right now we're publishing 1 to 2 a week. And usually one of those videos is very long, 20 to half an hour.
For the agencies out there, you might know what we're talking about, especially if you have clients. Yeah, they tell you, hey, agency X, we need 5 videos. And
Mhm.
when you consider the time of the individuals who have to go and record these videos, and then they have to come back and edit these videos, they have to send these videos to the clients, and the
Mhm.
client has to approve and possibly send some changes and then edit
Yeah.
again and then send to the client again. And this is
Mhm.
why a media project could easily become thousands of dollars just
Yeah,
because the
very
time
easily.
that needs to be invested and also the equipment, right, Brandon? I mean, You guys keep updating our equipment, or have you recently?
Oh yeah, I think we started off with a bunch of Canons and now we're on the Blackmagic design cameras. And we started with every time they release something, we kind of let the industry see if they like it. And then if it seems something to value of us and if it will help us, then we will buy it. But yeah, we want to see if we can keep up with industry standards and also seeing equipment that can help us do our job more efficiently, pretty much. And that's kind of how we decide we're not going to buy something. But we're always updating our gear.
What's your next
Things get
project, Brandon?
pricey. My next project?
Yeah.
Oh, it's mostly just expanding the Tekamo channel topics. That's one of the big ones. And just working with a lot of different players I can't talk about, but
Hmm.
other companies that reach out to us. They want to do some kind of collaboration. And that's one of the things I'm working on right now.
Before we stop this podcast, I want to let everybody
Mhm.
know that we are expanding into the United States, and Brandon
Yes,
will be
sir.
traveling. Yes, yes, that's right. And
Absolutely.
Brandon will be traveling, hopefully with Josh, and
Mhm.
they will be recording others doing whatever they're doing. If they're a mechanic, if they bought a machine and that machine is doing a specialty job, we're looking to expand into the US since
Yep.
more work gets done down there.
Mhm.
And our company is going to be expanding there too. Now, Brandon,
Mhm.
I bet you're excited about that.
Oh, I am ecstatic. I am so excited for the opportunities. Oh man, I've been thinking ever since you guys like even brought it up. I've been over the moon about it.
Yeah.
I'll keep my excitement down, just in case.
Yeah, just in case. I mean, everything's happening. The accountants, the lawyers, the corporate
Yeah,
lawyers, the
yeah, yeah.
immigration lawyers, we're setting all that up. Once it's all good, it shouldn't take more than 11 to 15 more months.
Mhm.
And once that's set up, back and forth, no problem.
Yeah. Overall, I'm excited though. Yeah, I am excited. Yes.
Same here. Now, Brandon, do you want to speak about anything else? Did I miss anything?
No. Do we want to tease a future episode? Are you going to be talking about anything in the future?
Yeah, a future episode with Drip. I want to
Maybe we'll
talk.
bring it. Maybe we'll bring Josh in. Huh?
Yes, yes. Let's
Oh
bring
yeah, let's
Josh in
introduce
and go
Josh.
back and
Josh is a
forth.
great guy. I think we should bring him on and have people meet him.
I agree. I agree. One future episode I'd love to do very, very soon is talk
Mhm.
to our paid ads guy.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
Jeff.
yes, yes.
Now,
That would
Jeff,
be great.
it would be
I will
great.
listen to that for sure.
Jeff speaks a million miles a minute. He is very, very talented.
I
He
love Jeff.
is I guess, our company boomer. But he's so, if anybody hears him, he sounds like he's 20 years old, sounds younger than me. So
Awesome.
everyone can look forward to that. Well,
Sounds good.
I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. And I hope it helped everybody understand how we generate media and how we've learned the process of generating media for our industry. Every industry is
Mhm.
different. We figured out our industry, and I'm
Yep.
very proud of the guys. I, I, I mean, I call them superstars.
Thank you.
For me, they're the smartest people I know, and you always hire people who are smarter than you. Ego never lives with us. But that's it, everybody. Thank you for listening in. Until next time, catch you all in the next episode.
See ya.